their initial tasks, which were to take and secure the communications and railroads around the towns Lishko, Sanok, and Medzileborce, and I'm sorry if I'm mangling those names. Now, that's not to say there wasn't some progress and positive results, because there were initially, as the Austrians advanced against a numerically inferior foe, and by the 26th, the Third Army's actual front extended for over 100 kilometers from the Dukla to Usok passes. Conrad's army managed to capture the Usok Pass that day, which had been held by the Russians since the beginning of the year. But that same day, the Russians began to launch massive counterattacks. And as the week ended, a sudden and severe change in the weather began to seriously mess with the Austrian plans. But plans, especially war plans, have a way of going wrong. And this was also the case this week in the North Sea. Last month, German ships under the command of Franz von Hipper had bombarded the British coast and successfully escaped back to Germany. Since that day, when the first civilians were killed in Britain by enemy forces for over 200 years, Britain had been clamoring for revenge against the German Navy, and on January 24th, von Hipper set out to attack the British fleet at Dogger Bank, whom he suspected of gathering intelligence on German fleet movement. But the British had intercepted and decoded German radio traffic about the raid, and Vice Admiral David Beatty led his battlecruiser squadron out to trap von Hipper. The Germans were outnumbered and surprised, though they managed to make it back to port with only the loss of the armored cruiser Blücher, coincidentally the last armored cruiser the Germans built. See, there was a signaling mix-up, and the British fleet broke off pursuit of the German fleet to sink Blücher. So the opportunity to do huge damage to the German Navy was lost. But with only 15 British sailors lost against nearly 1,000 Germans, this was a big morale boost for the British, and the Kaiser was so angry that Admiral Friedrich von Ingenohl, commander of the German High Seas Fleet, was replaced by Admiral Hugo von Pohl. Here's something else. The Germans realized that the British appearance at dawn at Dogger Bank was suspiciously coincidental, but they did not believe that their radio codes had been cracked, and instead thought that an enemy agent must have provided intelligence about their plans. The Germans were fighting on land as well this week in a series of battles with the French on the Western Front. Beginning of the week, there was heavy fighting in Alsace and the Argonne, but it was indecisive. The Germans were repulsed at Ypres the 25th, and the French lost ground at Craonne the same day. On the 27th, the French were also initially losing ground in the Argonne, but pushing forward in the Vosges. And at the end of the week, on the 29th, yet another German attempt to cross the Ain River was foiled. One thing that I haven't had a chance to mention that I'll throw in here, which was a big improvement for the French